Okay, so I'm in my new bit of setup here where I'm going to be doing all my filming and stuff like that, and I thought this would be a good opportunity just to do a bit of a test run on my one of my 1/3 scales I just finished up, and this is the part 1 version. All of the arms are articulated, so I'm going to be demonstrating all of the articulation points that I had to do to the short circuit part 1 arms that Lance did a fantastic job on. Just coming up with the articulation points to make them all operating properly. That was a bit of a challenge. So let's just get straight into it. So at the moment he's got that typical sort of saint look where the arms are tucked up. So the tricky bit was trying to get these to extend all the way out and hold their own weight, which that was a bit of a challenge. Quite a different techniques in here. Like I have magnets, I have bolts, I have some rubber washers in some of them, but we'll just go straight into it. So this would be the left arm. So the left arm, because the right arm is completely different to the left arm, so that even makes it even more challenging. So left arm has, well, they both have the inwards. We'll just bring the arms down into a more parallel position, so they both go in and out like that. They are on 2 screws. At the moment they're silver. I'll probably change those to a black one. Then we have magnets connected to the shoulders. Actually, there's a magnet in this shoulder. There is a screw connecting this one because this pivots at a different point. So that is the magnets there, and they clearly hold their own weight, as you can see. So that arm will move out that way. This one will move down. So that pivot point there had to be quite strong because this arm, the weight of the arm would just drop down. So that holds its own weight up, which is great. If we bring him around, so I'll put him back down in this position, and we're going to pause right here. We'll turn him around. I was just going to pause there for a second. I thought somebody was going to come through my door. Again, this is the first test run, so let me know what the lighting's like, let me know what the audio's like. So we'll lift this arm up, so that arm comes straight out, the forearm comes out, and as you can see it's holding up its own weight, which was a bit of a challenge. It took me a long time, especially this was fine. As soon as you start adding this heavy hand, which is hollow and everything, but it's the weight of the magnets and stuff like that. As soon as you put that on, the arm would just drop, or the arm would sink down that way. So that was quite a challenge. So we have the articulation points here. His arm rotates that way as well. So again, holding his own weight in that position, that was a bit of a challenge. Plus that as well, because now he's extended that way. Swing him around so you can see like that. So there is screws here, so if you are going to put him in a position which you wouldn't be putting him in this position anyway, you can do that screw up a little bit just to grab that little bit right there, but you can see how it sags down, but you wouldn't be putting him in this position anyway, so that's not such a big deal. So we have the articulation points in the elbow there. We have the wrist articulation points here by magnets, and articulation there. Some of them I do have the articulated hands, but mainly they're on my models. So we'll bring him around to the right arm, which is the more challenging arm, because of this one pivot point here. So his arm extends out like that, and we can bring him right out like that. Yep. So again, I've got a little screw there, so I'll hold it up. So he holds his arm right out. That point there would always sag like that. This was a little challenging. So I've got a black bolt all the way through, a nut, washers, and then I have little tiny O-rings, so just to give it some grip. So that took a little bit of figuring out. A ratchet system inside there would have been probably better, but then it's going to sound ratchety and you're going to lose this effect, which I didn't want to do. So he has the pivot points there, again the wrists up and down, but trying to get him to like hold in a position, again I'd have to screw a little bit to hold that position, but again you wouldn't be putting him in that sort of position. So trying to get all of the articulation points and the weight issue of each part to sort of balance out was the tricky part. So let's see, let's bring him around so we can get some sort of, he's quite big, he barely fits on this table. Come on, there you go. All right, so we can kind of get him in different positions now. So if I had a little tiny screwdriver, which I don't have on hand, I just got to tighten that one up a little bit. Can I tighten that up by hand? No, but so we can hold him up like there. He has all of the eyebrows articulating and stuff like that as well. But now that he has all of his articulation points all holding in place, we can get him in some pretty good funky positions and stuff like that. So again, it's just that one elbow there, just going to tighten up a little bit. But that is all of the articulation points on the 1/3 scale arms. For the short circuit 1 arms, obviously the part 2 version arms are going to be different, a lot easier. But that is the arms for the 1/3 scale short circuit 1 version.